These are my secrets to healthy weight loss. You can lose weight a lot of ways. You can lose weight through muscle loss, and that's not a healthy way to lose weight. And so to lose weight in the most healthy, sustainable way, the way that will create a longevity of life that is thriving, not frail, I think that the number one key is prioritizing protein. Protein is the building block to muscle, to skin, hair, nails, joints. Your body is primarily made up of protein. And so, especially a lean body, if somebody's not overweight, the number one thing, component in the body is protein. And so prioritizing protein, making sure you have enough protein to maintain and build that lean mass, the muscle, the skin that you're constantly shedding all day long, you gotta replace it, the hair, the nails that need to be replaced, muscle turnover, when you're building muscle and strength training, building up new muscle tissues. Autophagy. Autophagy requires, you break down the components of a cell and build up a new cell to replace it. It's kind of like reversing the age clock. Well, you need amino acids to do that. So that it can help with that as well. But from a high level, the main reason you want to prioritize protein, or here are some of the reasons you want to prioritize protein for weight loss, okay? The body can look at 3 different macronutrients, and each one of them, it looks at them a little differently. But at a very high level, protein is separate from carbs and fat. Carbs and fat are primarily used as a fuel, okay? Your cells can easily use glucose. They can easily use free fatty acids as fuel. So, and the body can easily store them as fuels too. They can store the glucose in the liver, and they can store the fat in the fat cells. And it's like this storage tank to use the fuel when you don't have it in the diet. Enough in the diet, I should say. And protein is looked at entirely differently by the body. Protein is this building block. It is these amino acids that are these building blocks to build your muscle, to build and strengthen your liver and kidneys and digestive tract. And so all of these things, you can really look at it separately as protein is a building block, carbs and fat are primarily energy sources. Now, some people will say, like, yeah, you need fat in like cellular walls and things for cells, like even your muscle cells, the cell walls have a little bit of fat in them. But compared to the 50 pounds of weight you might extra have on your body, that is a microscopic amount of fat compared to the fat carried around in your adipose tissues or your fat cells, okay? So primarily you're looking at fuels and building blocks.
Aloha friends, one of my very favorite things to do is go camping, and I love camping in Devil's Lake, Wisconsin. If you've ever been here, give a shout out. It's amazing. I already ran around the lake this morning, and now we're on a family hike around the lake. And to keep my energy up, I always pack Element with me. All you have to do is throw it into a bottle of water and shake it up. It's a natural Gatorade without sugar. And if you want to get a free sample with your order, they are so generous. If you go to drinkelement.com/KetoMaria, you can get a free sample with your order, and it's really good. We love the raspberry, we love the orange, the watermelon's good. They're all good, and even the chocolate. It makes a great hot chocolate after a long hike around a campfire. So check it out, drinkelement.com/KetoMaria.
And here's another great thing from a weight loss standpoint about protein. Protein has a very high thermic effect. That means each thing that you eat has a thermic effect, or an amount of energy that's needed to digest that macronutrient. So fat has a very low thermic effect. It's only about 3%. So if you consider fat like, and just using calories as a metric of how to measure things, but 100 calories of fat, only 3% of that will be used by your digestive tract and everything to digest it and store it. So you're getting an effective calories of like 97 calories, where protein can have 25 to 30% thermic effect, meaning it takes a lot of energy to digest and process protein. So 100 calories of protein is really only like 70, 75 calories in the body. Carbohydrates, 8%. So pretty low as well as far as how much energy it takes to process and digest carbohydrates. So carbohydrates and fat, like I said earlier, easily digested and stored. Protein, energy intensive. What's that mean? The meat sweats. What happens when you eat a lot of protein? You get warm because that energy that's being used to process and turn protein into what the body wants to use it as through muscle protein synthesis or other processes to build muscle and lean mass. And so what's that energy? That's basically increasing your BMR, right? Your basal metabolic rate is how much energy not working out. So you're just sitting around doing, existing and living. That's your basal metabolic rate. And you're increasing it by eating protein. So it means you can handle more calories just because you are eating protein to some extent. And then the next example I'm going to throw up here is that, or maybe over here, is that protein is the most nutrient-dense food you can eat. And if you think about this from, a standpoint of what's healthy for me while I'm losing weight, what's the healthiest way to lose weight? If I give you 2 plates and one of them, they both have essentially the same calories, if you will, and one of them has way more vitamins and minerals than the other, you're going to say that one with more vitamins and minerals is the healthier option. Everybody would say that. Everybody from a vegan to, whatever lifestyle you live, more nutrient-dense food is a good thing. The processed food in the store, in the middle of the store, all that processed junk, it's very low in vitamins and minerals, and that's one of the big problems with it. So nutrient density is key. Well, as you can see on the chart we have shown here, beef is one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat. And yes, beef liver is off the charts. It's probably the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. But compared to other things, like kale, blueberries, apples, not even close. And just beef by itself beats them out on almost every category. So it's a very nutrient-dense food. But what about fat? So let's look at fat now. So the nutrients in fat compared to like butter, compared to eggs or beef. Where's all the nutrients? Not in the butter. There's a little bit of vitamin A, butyric acid, different components, but it's not even close to eggs and beef. Eggs and beef are off the charts, vitamins and minerals compared to butter. So again, prioritizing protein, that's the key. Next, let's look at what does this look like? So let's look at a protein prioritized diet. And both of these diets are carnivore diets. Okay, carnivore, you're eating protein primarily, but there's kind of 2 camps in this. One camp says eat the fattiest cuts and add lots of butter and all these things. And the other side is saying, let's prioritize protein and then just get enough fat for your activity level and your goals, which is where we land on that spectrum. Well, this chart shows you the difference between an 85% fat carnivore diet, and this is 2,000 calories in both cases. One is 85% fat carnivore. The other one is a carnivore diet of 2,000 calories that prioritizes protein and gets a good amount of protein in their diet. You could see that it's not even close. There's so many more vitamins and minerals in the protein prioritized diet, and that's the key. That's one of the keys to a healthy, sustainable weight loss that will maintain your muscle and help you to thrive down the road. And then one other thing I want to touch on, since we're talking about this, is protein quality. That's a very important part of this too. Not just the amount of protein, but the quality and the completeness of the amino acids in that protein. So you might have seen this vegan piece that is thrown around where it tries to say that for the equal calories that broccoli has more protein than steak. Well, first of all, this is easily debunked. If you just go to Chronometer or anywhere and you look up the amounts, it's not more. And number 2, you have to look at protein quality too. So broccoli is a very poor protein source. It's not complete. One of the key amino acids for building muscle is leucine, and it's very low in leucine. And to get enough leucine to trigger muscle building, as you can see here, you need 24 cups of broccoli to trigger muscle building once. With a filet mignon or a beef tenderloin, you need 3.8 ounces to do it, to trigger muscle building once. So I don't know about you, but I'm not eating 24 cups of broccoli anytime soon. And there's some other examples on here with rice, 12 cups of rice to build muscle. Quinoa is supposed to be this, good protein source for a vegetarian. 5 3/4 cups of quinoa just to get 30, the equivalent to build muscle of leucine. And that's 627 grams of carbs to do one cycle of muscle building. Quality is important too. And that's why we stick with animal proteins as our primary source for amino acids and hitting our protein goal each day. And so this breaks down, why we look at a protein prioritized diet as the key for a healthy weight loss, and prioritizing protein, getting carbs to a minimum to control hunger, and then just adjust the fat based on your goals. If you're getting to maintenance, dial the fat up. If you want to lose some more weight, dial it back down. It's the only variable left. So it really makes it quite easy. But those are my keys to healthy weight loss.
If you want to change your life like I've changed mine with food, I would be honored to help you. Many of you don't know that I was twice my size. I had acid reflux. I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had depression. I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And food changed my life. And not only did that happen, I get to eat good food, right? Good food. So if you want to eat good food, I have perfected meal plans made by me and personal help with supplements or modifications. If you have Hashimoto's, if you have Graves', if you have IBS, if you have PCOS, contact me. I would be honored to help you. You can go to keto-adapted.com and find a lot of different options there for personalized help, or message me by commenting below on this YouTube video, or you can check me out at mariamindbodyhealth.com. Mahalo.